This is Rich Steeves, web editor at TMC. I'm here in Austin, Texas for IT Expo 2012. Joining me now is David Scult, CEO at Fonality. David, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Rich, for having me. Great to be here.
Now, you've been with the company for about 9 months now. How would you say the focus of your leadership has gone in those 9 months?
Been a lot of focus on my part. The challenge is getting the rest of the crew to be as focused. No, just kidding. It's been a fantastic experience since joining Fonality. The team has been great in welcoming me to the company and been very receptive to much of the ideas that I've had. I spent my first 90 days sort of a listening tour where I reached out to every single employee in the company, spent at least a half an hour with them, and I wanted to learn from their successes and also didn't want to repeat many of the sort of, let's say, missteps that happened over the past 7 or 8 years. And so now we're done with that. We've begun to put our plans in place, and the company is sprinting ahead with what we now call the Fonality 5. It's a series of innovation that we're bringing to market. We've released 2 of these products, and over the next 3 to 6 months we'll be finishing out the Fonality 5. And it really is mostly from listening to my employees. We got tremendous insights, but as well as going on several partner and customer tours. There's a lot of goodwill around the country and outside the country as well. We have about 25% of our business from outside the U.S. And it was just, people were really incredibly gracious of giving me candid feedback, what they liked, and areas for improvement or opportunities for innovation. And so I feel like the plans are now in place and we're beginning to execute.
I think a lot of leaders could take a page out of that playbook and actually listen to the people they have on staff. That would be a good goal.
Yeah, I've sometimes in my career come in a little too strong and try to impose my will. And so it's really important to get buy-in from your key stakeholders, whether they're customers, investors, partners, as well as your employees.
Absolutely, and they've got a lot of resources that you can draw from. So let's talk a little bit about small and medium businesses. What can Fonality offer them that no one else can?
Okay, so we believe we're the only company designed from the ground up for the small and medium business. And when it comes to, for rich phone systems, robust capabilities, that there are lots of voice only or VoIP only systems, and then we see a lot coming from the enterprise who try to drop their price to be competitive in the SMB space. But at the end of the day, a small and medium business has very little or no IT resourcing. When you're talking about 10, 15 employees, they don't have a CIO. They don't have a VP of IT or network operations. And so what we've done is build a system that has what we like to think of as big business or enterprise capabilities, yet at a cost-effective price point that small business can afford. And secondly, they don't require extensive IT support to manage. And so we think it's a pretty unique value proposition of designed from the ground up for the small and medium business.
And that's going to be great for those IT managers who are already overworked.
Absolutely.
So earlier you mentioned the Fonality 5 innovations. Can you talk a little bit more about those innovations and what they mean for SMBs?
Sure. So we started out in September introducing sort of the first wave of this innovation, and it was a full mobile client. So lots of people in our industry have introduced dialers on the iPads, on the Android devices, and that's great. We absolutely love that. But we've taken it a step further with our mobile release. You actually have full call center functionality. So I'd love to tell this story. One of our best clients owns 14 insurance agencies, and the way he tracks his folks, at the end of the day, how many calls did they make? What was their average talk time? And if they're talking really long, they're probably not sort of selling. They're doing customer support, and that's not how he makes money. He has other people that he pays to provide the customer service, customer support. And so he can be on a beach anywhere as long as he has his 3G or 4G and literally looks at his iPad and can see what's going on in his company, not just from who's online, who's available, but full call control, full call reporting, queue management. It's really amazing what we've been able to bring from sort of our full sort of product, which typically people use with their IP phones on their PCs, and have that now available on these mobile devices.
Well, that's amazing, because one of the trends that we talk about so much here is mobility and the mobile revolution. A lot of companies give lip service to that and say they have some mobile strategy, but this sounds like it's really something useful.
Absolutely. And then the second wave we introduced in September, and that functionality was all about the ability to do voicemail transcription. So, you don't always have the opportunity to listen to your voicemail, and so people can get it on email, sort of through text messaging, but it's really helpful to have almost a preview of what your voice messages are, so you can respond before you actually have the opportunity to listen to that full message. So that's the second feature in the Fonality 5.
Absolutely. Those voicemail messages can come in at any time. If I can get a quick peek at it beforehand, that can really be useful to me.
And at the show, we are introducing sort of the third piece of the Fonality 5, and that is all about screen sharing. And people have gone to lots of other services over the years to bring in the ability to take what's on your desktop and share with others. And lots of us, and I'm not going to name any names, but most of those services do a great job on the screen sharing, but the voice quality is dreadful. How many times have you been on one of those sessions? Okay, everybody who's not speaking, please turn your mic off.
Absolutely.
And we're all about voice. And so voice is so complementary to sharing what's on your screen. So we've now, in the same environment, we're the voice experts. We now can share what's on your screen as well. And so that is, and at a great price point. $5 per user for unlimited usage, whether it's internal to your company or external. So we're getting spectacular feedback at the show for demonstrating and making that available to our customers.
Great. So it sounds like it's been an exciting 9 months, and it sounds like the future's got a lot of good things in store.
I couldn't be more excited. Left the big company, had spent 6 years at Microsoft prior, and lots of people say, oh, you're going to a startup. I'm a startup guy at heart, spent 15 years at startups before coming to Fonality, and I'm just thrilled to be back sort of at a company. We're agile, we can listen to our customers, our partners, and deliver product in market in weeks, not months or years.
Well, we were happy to have you here, and thanks for taking the time to share some of that with us.
Thank you, it's my pleasure.